To it.
All right, sounds good.
What's up? What's up, fam? Alan that Fred here with the blue light blocker glasses. You know you guys gotta get these. We got Drew on the line. He was having some technical difficulties, but yeah, let's get it right now. Drew, what's going on, my man?
What's going on, Al? How you doing?
I'm doing good. Doing good. Per usual. Per usual. One day before Thanksgiving over here.
Yeah. Just a normal day here in the UK, of course.
They don't. When is their Thanksgiving?
Well, they don't have Thanksgiving over here.
Oh my gosh, they don't give thanks and praise to all that they have to be thankful
Hey,
for.
nothing at all. So I went and bought me a turkey today. I'm gonna put it in the oven tonight, just in remembrance of all those great Facebook pictures I'm gonna be seeing tomorrow.
For sure. How you been, man? I feel like you've just been on the grind. I haven't heard from you in a while.
Yeah, man, it's been a crazy week. Obviously, my birthday was yesterday, so we did some celebrating over the weekend, and then I went to the Point Loma Hall of Fame over the weekend as well. So my family
Mm-hmm.
was all out in San Diego, so it's just been crazy. So things
That's
are about
dope.
down a little bit. So
Wait, so where are you right now?
I'm back. I'm in England. I'm at home. Yeah, I'm at home in the UK. Yeah.
You getting kind of sick from traveling? Or you just sniffling a
No,
little? Is it
I
cold
didn't
over there?
travel. I didn't travel
Oh,
to
you didn't?
Cali. No, my team wouldn't let me go, so I had to do a lot of FaceTiming.
Okay.
They just included me in everything via FaceTime. So
Yeah.
that's the great thing about technologies these days. I
Hmm.
wasn't there in the physical element, but I was there
Yeah, for
visual.
sure. For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'll be taking notes of basically like what you want to highlight. I think the Google Drive that we've been setting up should help us keep on pace and like review notes. And some feedback I got from like some my brother and some other clients is like no one could actually read my handwriting, so I'm gonna stop doing that and just start typing it.
Yeah, it's all good, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just basically wanted to do a little catch up since we haven't caught up in a while, let you know where
Hmm.
I am with everything and kind of what I see moving forward. So I spent the last week doing a lot of filming. So I finally did that video for the home page, for the
Okay.
welcome page for the online workout. Saying that, I picked up another client yesterday on that, so that was great.
Okay. The
The
for
sale.
50 months.
Sorry.
For the 50 the price point, the $50.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm in your
yeah,
cart right now. I see that. That's pretty cool.
yeah.
I guess for like full disclosure, do you like because I record all this stuff and I post it? Do you mind if I screen share your cartridge stuff, or do you want me
No,
to
not at
try?
all. No, it's fine.
Cool. So you can probably see it now, right? I'm in your
Yeah, I can see
page.
it.
Cool. So did you have a chance to? Because I know I always talk about how like when you're first starting out, it's very important to like get initial feedback. Did you have a chance to be like, hey, so like how'd you hear about me, or is it someone you already knew, or like how did the purchase process go for this new person?
Well, actually, it was a client that I haven't trained him in about a year. So he went and trained with my assistant, and
Okay.
I always provide feedback after the session. Gave her feedback saying that he wasn't as sharp as the last time we worked with him, which has been a year. So I suggested to her she either get him some more lessons with my assistant to get him back up to speed,
Yeah.
or he can join, or get him to join our online workouts, which a few of our athletes is on, so he can,
Hmm.
catch up and do them from home.
Yeah.
And she said she looked into it, and then 15 minutes later, I saw a sale come through. So
Okay. So that's pretty good. I guess because I know we implemented the new testimonial stuff. I don't know if you had a chance to look at that.
yeah,
Was
yeah,
that on the sales page or did I put that? I think I put that on your main
that's
website.
just yeah, that's just on the basketball training page, I
Hmm.
believe, the
Yeah, right
in-person
here.
page.
Oh, it's not on this one. I should
No,
probably.
you didn't put. Actually, no, you didn't put it on that. Oh
I
yeah,
put
you
some
did.
of them. Yeah, yeah.
Okay, yeah. I thought it was on in training.
I don't know if I
Yes.
even put it on this one. Yeah, I only put it on the. Okay. So that's good. So probably some of this helped. I guess if we're going to be more analytical about it, like ideally we would want to know what her journey was, like what page she looked at before she bought. But that's kind of some of the things like I guess from a technical standpoint because we have two systems, like one's WordPress and one's Kartra. We can't really do that.
Yeah.
But
I sent her the link to the direct sales page.
oh, okay. So she was just probably like already good to go. This one,
Yeah, I mean,
this page.
yeah, I sent her to that page. I'm not sure if
She might have looked it up more. Yeah.
yeah, I'm sure she did. I'm sure she did, but I just sent her that page because just from my experience, going on the actual sales page, um, I feel like customers can kind of get a little bit lost of figuring out how to get to that sales page.
Okay. Yeah, that's maybe something we could look into. What does this do? Create account. Maybe we could add more buttons throughout of like how to get to the sales page. I think I made every button go to that page. Take the course.
Okay.
So this doesn't do anything. This just goes down, and so yeah, every single thing is like, hey, do you want to sign?
Yeah, so I felt like it's hard. Well, it's not clear cut to get them. Well, straightforward, just for if they want to get to the sales page. So I always send them the direct link, and if they want to do their own homework, obviously they'll go back and look at it themselves.
Okay, that's good. That's fine. Cool. So so I see this here, and then you added. What else did you add? The feedback.
Yeah, we got the feedback links on after every workout. So
Or every month. Yeah.
Yeah, so we're pretty much set up. I just added month 3 the other day, week 3, month 3. So this weekend I'll be finishing up month 3, and we'll be going into month 4. So yeah, I'm getting pretty comfortable with all the uploading and how to navigate through Kartra. It's pretty straightforward once you get used to it.
Yeah, I see that no one's doing comments. So something I recommend is like that I'm experimenting with, my own courses and stuff. Is I'm really trying to hit people is like once you start going digital or have this like barrier of videos, there could be a factor where it's like they just watch and they don't engage, right? And I feel like you may be experiencing that now. Perhaps I don't know exactly what you're saying to make them leave comments, but an angle that I do that maybe you want to try in like future videos or if you like text or call people is be like, hey, well, one is like, hey, I'm doing this to help the group and to help everyone get better, and maybe use a story of like, hey, have you ever seen someone in your group that's like putting in the work and you're motivated to put in the work as well? Because like I had that experience in my own like sports career, so to speak. Like when I played lacrosse, my coach would do the drills and I would be like motivated to catch up with him and stuff like that. So by telling people like, hey, like don't just think about engage with the what I'm putting out there, because you could really help someone else like put in the work themselves, right? And sometimes people need to see other people are doing it. So that may be one angle you want to write down or test out. And then another one I think that could get people leaving comments is like kind of tell stories about how when you engage in stuff that you get more out of it, right? This content isn't for you to tell them what to do. It's for them to get the best out of it. And typically the way to get best out of it is like you take notes or you participate, even if it's as simple as leaving comments of like what did you like about it, or did you do it, right? Because as soon as someone leaves a comment, it's like forever there, and you're leaving your stamp like, hey, I did this drill, and are you comfortable with signing it, right? It's about accountability. So I'm just saying this stuff because I know you have your own way of coaching, but it's like a win-win-win, right? You get comments, they get more engagement, they start, instead of like just watching stuff, they get to participate, so to speak, like with the community. So I think you should try those angles, and I'm gonna leave a comment in the Google Docs right now. So
no, I've mentioned it to a few. I feel like the two hardest things to kind of really get people to do is to leave comments and leave reviews. Like you have to really, really push people to do that. I hear you, Mama.
Hello.
So those are the two most difficult things I feel like it's hard to get people to do. And even the people that say, yeah, I'll go and leave a review, I'm about to go leave a review, and then usually they never do.
Yeah, so like that's why, like, I don't know, in lots of the videos I'm testing this angle. It's because it's like what I've seen other people do is like you just say, hey, the people I've met in my life who've got the most success are the ones who engage, right? Not just like I'm telling you to engage in this, but like they start engaging in other areas of their life, right? So you could say stuff like, like I reached out to Jordan Lawley, or I don't know if your crowd knows Jordan, or like, but just tell true stories of how like yes, it's digital, but they're also real people. Like I am a real person, right? You reached out to me, you engaged, right? So maybe if it's just this little thing of this course, you start realizing like, hey, there's other people in this course. Maybe I could ask them what to do, or ask them how the course is going, right? And it's not just the basketball. Like I want you to set you guys up for success in life. Now, of course,
Right.
I'm throwing my own like internal motivations, and like you of course can do take with that advice what you will. But I think that is an angle, at least that worked for me, to make me engage in other courses I took that I think could help your own community start engaging digitally, at least.
Yeah. Okay. I'll try it out. I'm definitely going to stay persistent on it for sure. So, um, and I feel like once you get, all you got to do is really to get one person, and then once someone sees it, then they kind of feel like, they have to leave their stamp on it just to let everyone to know that they've done it too. You know what I
Exactly.
mean?
Yeah.
Kind of like a signature,
Yeah.
so you just got to get somebody to break the ice for you. It's just like that party that you have and no one's on the dance floor, and then you get that one guy that goes on the floor, and then the whole crowd goes on the dance floor. It's the same thing, really.
Yeah. Okay, so actually, you know what I would do is like, now that you say that, dude, maybe like when you go back and do the workout, you could be like, hey guys, I just did this workout, make another video and be like, I'm gonna leave this in the comment and you guys could see like I'm doing the workout. Where are you guys at? And then you're just like,
Yeah.
right? So by you leaving the first comment and you make like, I think you could leave, so I wouldn't put it in here, but maybe just like upload an unlisted YouTube video and be like, guys, I just did it, right? And this would be you saying it, and then you leave a YouTube video and be like, where are you guys at? And it's something along the lines of like, you guys want to get to the next level, or you guys are trying to, right? Like, whether or not it's digital or not, I need to know that you guys are doing it. So where you guys at, right? Like, you're not gonna get better paying for this by just watching it, right? So this is for you, right? Everything's for you guys. So that's something you could try. I'll leave that in the notes. Like maybe you want to try. You want to be the first one.
Yeah.
Cool. Can you read my screen from the Zoom and from your iPhone, or is it kind of really small?
It's really small.
I figured it would be.
Yeah, my computer is back on, so I'm gonna see if I can access it through my computer.
No worries. I'm gonna boost it up.
Let's see.
Up 2 Drew Laskers in the chat.
All right, let's see if it's working now. Okay, you can hear it now, huh?
Yeah, you're echoing, so you might want to disconnect from one of them.
Okay.
You want me to? Okay, cool.
All right, there we go.
Cool. So I made the text bigger, so you should be able to see this.
Yeah, I can see it now.
Cool. Technology. Sometimes I'm just like, damn, this is sick.
Yeah, no, it's crazy, man.
It's like, it's crazy how, and the funny thing is like, it's free, and second, it's like it's always been here, right? Like Google Sheets and all this stuff. Like if you don't have Microsoft. Have you been testing out like leaving comments? I've actually been doing it with one of my clients. Is like I leave a comment here and you like type and engage.
I've done that before when we shared that Google sheet when we were creating the website.
Yeah.
I was leaving comments then. I haven't tried it within on this page, but
Yeah. So like the cool thing is like with all of these Google Drive stuff is like, dude, if you build your business, you start getting like more interns or however you need to help you. Like they could always just go back in the meeting notes and be like, hey, this is what I had to do. Like, let's do it. Right? You feel me?
yeah.
So it's not just like, it's not just for you. It's for like, okay, whoever I may hire would want to see these videos or stuff like that. So that's why I'm leaving these,
Right.
this stuff.
If I leave a comment, does it ping you, or how do you know it's been updated?
Oh yeah, so the only way it pings me is if you tag them. So if you put @Drew, what is your DBSD? But if I just leave a comment, it's not gonna say anything. It's only gonna show if I open the document or if I look at like activity. So that's something that I noticed with Google. Is like you kind of have to be really organized or up to date with the latest documents. Or the person just has to be aware that this is where you find activities. But if you tag that person on the email or with the @ sign, then they'll be able to. It gets an email that says, "Hey, this person wants you to look at that."
Okay, that's good to know. I didn't know that actually.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know about that.
Cool.
Yeah, so the next thing that I've done is obviously create that video for the Fly program, which is going to be my vertical, which is going to be my how to add inches to your vertical program.
Okay.
And so I shot a video of that. I sent you that last night. Just wanted to kind of get your feedback on that.
Mm-hmm.
As far as like using that for the home page for the video.
For the actual workout or for like the pre-sales page?
For the actual video. So like once they, I guess using that for the, I'm trying to think, what did I even say in that? If it would be better to use it for when they.
You were kind of encouraging them to do it.
Okay, yeah. So I guess it would be for the sales page then.
Yeah. But something I think you could also do is like, as you start filming the content, like start seeing if there's ways you could repurpose it and give them snippets of what's like inside, right? Similar to what Coach Rock did. And really, in all honesty, like his whole YouTube following is just previews of what his courses are. Like it's kind of the same thing. It's just like, it's just now people decide to pay for it, right? They're not actually, in my opinion, like that much more detailed. It's just people are paying for structure, right? The same way that you have month 1, month 2, month 3, right? It wouldn't be any different than anything you put on YouTube. It's just people. I actually had to talk about this yesterday. But basically, people don't like to have things like not structured in their lives. So they like the way that you could start thinking about making content or making videos is like YouTube. You should just have no fear of posting everything on YouTube, even if it's paid or not, because people will pay to be like, okay, here's month 1 of jump training or month 2 of jump training. But when it's on YouTube, it's just like a scattered mess, right? Of just, here's my latest videos.
People want to be organized, and
yeah,
that makes total sense. So
yeah, and then also like you're having added benefit of like Coach Rock doesn't even do any of this stuff, right? Like at least from what I saw for this free program, I haven't paid for his inside program.
Yeah.
But like this is value, like it's value add, or even if you made it like a PDF version, that could also be value add if they like want to download it or whatnot. So.
Yeah. So what I did also, if you go and check products, is I tried to start by making a template for the program, only just to see if like I knew what I was doing.
In Kacha?
Yeah, for the new program. So basically, all I got to do is go film it.
Where is it? I'm here in Kacha.
No, I created it on is it on my products or my pages? If you go to my pages. So is that where I go and create the program, or where do I go?
To actually make the program, it's in the membership page. Similar to...
okay. So what is my pages for? What exactly is that then?
Oh yeah, so that's like when we made the sales page, or if you make pre-sales pages, right?
Okay, got you.
Yeah, so yeah, this would be like you would put your logo here. Kind of pretty straightforward, I think. Like once you kind of dive deep, you'll see like, oh, I get it. Like it's not that bad. I'll save progress here.
Okay, and then you just move that, and how do you move that into the membership?
Oh, this wouldn't be in the membership page. That's like, so the membership page would lead to, if someone signs up, then they get access to a membership page.
Okay.
So what you could do is, if this is your digital, are you planning on doing like month, weeks, and something similar?
No, it's just gonna be. It's gonna be a one-time program. So you just buy it. It's a one-off. It's gonna be
okay.
basically just a one-off.
Yeah, so I'll record it now so you can see it, and then like the next time you make your next program, right? So I'll make this fly program. And so what I did was I hit this membership box right here. Right. Oh, I think my face is covering it. Let me remove my cam. So I hit this membership box right here.
Right.
And then you just type in fly program. And then basically from here, it's just like ask for descriptions and stuff that you could put in later. And I'll do the configuration so that whatever sales page we end up making, that if they sign up, they get access to it.
Okay.
But see, it's asking for like an external sales promotion page. For now, we'll do the one that you. I don't think we have one to select, so we'll have to make that. I'll just choose one for right now. Content. So this is like similar to the content thing that you're familiar with. So this is where you would go and make like the home and et cetera, right?
Okay. Yeah.
And then once you make it, you can make comments. So yeah, it's the same thing. So
it's pretty straightforward then.
You would go into this new one. Let's enable customer support. Well, I'll make another one. Or do you want to just have one customer support? Or do you want to have like a separate? I think you should make it separate. So we'll configure this later. And then this is where you could send a welcome email when someone joins the membership, which is the same thing you did with the other one. So you could add anything if you wanted to.
Okay.
But yeah, so now that's up. So we just need to make a sales page similar to this one, which we could easily just clone this and then say fly program.
Yeah, I think it's good to make all the sales page consistent. You know what I mean? Like for people who already say they're already in the program, so that way they kind of already know what they're doing.
Yeah.
Also familiarity.
Yep. So now this one's set up. You would have to go in here in the fly program sales page, and I'll do some initial edits so that you could like see what to do. But this would be what is your exact name?
What's that? Sorry.
What's your exact name for this? Is it just fly program or?
I just want to call it fly. I think that's it's pretty self-explanatory.
Okay, so maybe I think for the sub headline we should at least put something that vertical jump training.
Yeah.
There you go.
Okay.
So we'll save this.
Literally just a one-off.
Yep. We'll publish this page, and then what are we planning on making the price point?
That's what I haven't come to a conclusion yet. I was thinking of something like $19.99, but I wanted to kind of get your thoughts on it from the one-off programs that you saw with Rocky and anything else that you saw out there.
Okay, so I kind of explained this in a video yesterday, and I'd like to just restate it as like my thought process on your initial pricing is like there's a point where it's like if you do a low price point, people see what else is in the market, and they might think that your product is worse or inferior. So like what I would do is if you have existing clients, be like, hey, I'm doing a special, like because you're inside, this program's $50, right? Or like, I mean, I'm just comparing to Coach Rocky, so I think you should at least be at like just price your point at what they may be familiar with other programs. So be like, hey, my program's $50 normally, or he actually has 97, but he packages it sometimes at 50. So I would just say, okay, my program's 50. I'm gonna write this out. Pricing. So I would say $50 for your existing clients, like $10 or a discounted price, like heavily discounted price, because you're saying like, hey, I'm still building it out, still testing it out, and I want you to be inside and get the most out of this program because you've been a loyal customer. And the aim from that is like, okay, so if they already have one of my programs or they already know me, at $10, is this enough for them to be happy and say like, I don't want a refund, right? Because some of them may be like, hey, I don't actually like your vertical jump program. I want to, right? And so you're trying to get feedback, and you're trying to adjust the program and make it better. And so once you start at $10, then you'll get feedback, you'll make adjustments, right? And then now you could go to other people, like maybe not people who are your existing clients, but maybe like friends or stuff like that. Because your existing clients, like they really like you, that they're gonna pay. And then maybe some of your friends who haven't trained with you yet or don't pay for you, like they may want this program. Like, hey, for your friends, it's gonna be like half off, right? So the point of doing this is you want to get validation in your mind of what your product is worth, right? So for your existing clients, you know it's at least worth 10. And then as you keep changing it, editing it, now you have friends to offer it to, it's at least 25, right?
Yeah.
And basically the aim is like being like, okay, let me keep pitching and testing and seeing what everyone says until like I get to a price point of where I'm happy. So I know you said like you wanted to start at 20, but I would try this approach where at least you say, hey, I want it to be 50, but I'm going to give it to you for 10, or I'm going to give it to you for 25. And then naturally, as it does get better, eventually you'll be like, okay, I'm happy that I made this $50. Or you could keep going and be like, hey, I want to make this like 60, 90. Like, I think there's
I'm actually happy to make my prices more expensive, because it just goes back to what I learned from Jordan inside his program, is that you know, you want to separate yourself from everyone else. You know what I mean?
For sure. And then definitely with this approach, it's like, I think that's kind of the thing that like gets people early on when they're getting into like not just business but like digital courses. They're like, I don't even know what this is worth, right? Because I know what I charge in person, right? And it's kind of a similar process. Like you probably went through a whole journey where you're like, what should I make my training hours and stuff like that. And I think it's just the same thing where it's like, at least you have to think of it as like, if I give it to an existing client and they like say no, then it's perhaps I haven't pitched it well enough, or like my sales pages don't clarify what's inside enough, right? And I think the cool thing is like, I think some people think that you have to have the whole thing ready before you can sell it. But if you go to your existing clients who already like you, you should be like, hey, I'm making this new program. I have like 1 or 2 videos made, and I want to give you access to it for $10 because I'm trying to get feedback from these like 1, 2, 3 videos, right? It's the same thing I did with Baseline, right? When you were in the Baseline, like I had you in it. I think I pitched it to all my clients, and I was like, okay, what can I charge this program at? And like slowly I just keep editing it and offering more stuff. And then eventually I'm like, okay, let me go to the market, like the whole, like everyone, right? And this is like later down the road when you have an email list or you start doing Facebook ads. You're like, okay, I know that people would gladly pay $50 for this because I validated it with my friends, with my clients. So now let me do Facebook ads and see, does the market want this, right? So
yeah,
that's the long-term vision, but like that's how it is.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, so let's start it on there for $49.99, and I'll kind of adjust it from there, because I know how to change the pricing and stuff now. So we can do that. I'm actually doing a Black Friday sale for the online products at $15 that I'm gonna start promoting tomorrow.
Cool.
I think that'd be a great way to get people in, because it's just getting people in. Once they get in, because like I said, everyone that's in, they've been renewing every month. You know what I mean? So. Once they get in and see the value, you know, it's just getting them in.
Okay. So I'm just writing down so you can remember. So like, at least have 2 videos that you've made. Make these samples on your sales pages or product information pages. As you understand the difference between sales pages and product information pages, right? Like one has detail of what's going to be inside, and one is like this is where you take out your credit card and pay me.
Right.
And
so the one that you put the testimonials on, would that be considered a sales page or a product page?
It's technically, it's like a lead page. It's a squeeze page. So it leads to the actual checkout page, But like in the whole system of things, it's like ideally your sales page or pages want to have certain elements, right? So we added a testimonial. We want to have at least some snippets or videos of what the actual program looks like or like could be like. So that's why you want to give samples on your YouTube or on the sales page of like, okay, what is inside the program, and then basically, yeah, cut these samples out. Long-term vision.
You just actually gave me a great idea because I've been looking the past week about on my YouTube and trying to think what videos should I post on my YouTube that are of value. So I was kind of looking at Rocky's YouTube the other day.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I guess it's best when you do like little, providing drills and new moves and stuff. But you just made me think about a good point is that I can actually repurpose all those videos that I made inside the program and just put those on my actual YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like I gotta keep hide them or keep them a secret. Just put them on there.
Yeah, maybe not even the full version, because you have to also realize like if they're paying for it, they're gonna be like, hey, he just posted the full version, right?
Yeah, no, that's what I mean. Just
like do an intro, be like, hey guys, I have this program called digital basketball training. I've been training people while I'm in the UK. Here's a snippet of some of what the course is like, so you guys can see it. I hope this helps you guys, and then play like the snippet, like and edit the video so you have a short intro for YouTube, and then the snippet or whatever you want to include, and then if you want to do an outro, just like, hey guys, so I leave the link below in the YouTube. If you want to go to the sales page, check it out. I got like 6 people inside right now, or I mean, I would just be honest with your numbers and just be like, I got people inside and I think they're enjoying it. I'm trying to make a better product for you guys. So YouTube family, if you weren't aware that I'm doing this, that was a preview of it. And I think it's really cool, and that's how I do it.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
So let me write that down too. How to market on YouTube. Intro video. So basically, you want to prepare the audience or the viewer on the video of what he's about to watch. So I'm gonna send you this recording, and you can rewatch it. But basically, it's like just be like, "Hey, YouTube family," or something like that. I have a course, and then cut the video and include snippets or samples of what is inside. So I'm gonna leave like a feedback here is that when you start becoming like a content producer, one of the things of you're like because you have in your head what you think is the good product or the good drills, right? One of the reasons why you also want to get comments is that you do customer validation, right? So the easiest way to choose what snippet to do was if you had people leaving comments saying like, hey, that drill was good, or hey, that part of the video was good. And then all you have to do is just go back in the videos and be like, okay, that was good. And make that one to YouTube, right? So that's another reason why you really want to encourage audiences to engage, is because it makes it easier for you. Or like you have a bias in your head of like, okay, I think that this drill is good, but you don't know that the market thinks it's good, right? So if you could at least get people inside to leave comments, then that would help you at finding good, like your quote unquote good ones, right? But since you're just starting out, you have to just choose. Like I would just say like whatever you think is the best one, and you could also validate that with the YouTube comments or whatnot, right? Like if YouTube validates it, you're always looking for validation to get better at it, so you could keep like this upward cycle.
Yeah. Got you. So with the KD program, so basically what I wanted to do, I'm not sure how much I share with you on there. So I got all the letters wrote. I got all the videos already uploaded. The only thing I need to do is, because on the very last, because I just pretty much follow Rocky's
approach.
Yeah, I followed his approach. So like after every week, I kind of send an email and kind of promoting something. So I promote the elite program after week 1. Then the second week, I promote the VIP program. And then on the last week, I'm promoting the fly program. So I need to shoot that first. Once I have that shot, then I can go ahead and make that KD program live. So I'm thinking I think the angle I'm going to take is I'm going to say, hey, here's an early Christmas gift for you guys from Train Harder.
Mm-hmm.
Get this AD program. Here you go. You can have it for free.
Okay. I mean, if anything, that if they give it to free, it just like long-term vision. You just have an email list, right? So you see how Coach Rocky just literally he doesn't know what programs you've been in or not been in. He's just like, okay, here's the next thing. Here's the next thing I'm building, right?
Yeah.
So it's like he's always going to be building a next program, but like you have to think. Like I think you kind of understand. It's like clicking for you now. It's like it doesn't matter if you give it to someone for free because you have their email list and you could always monetize them later. But then not only that, like if people leave, let's say you start charging for KD, right? And you start having people leaving comments in the KD workout, right? Then if they paid money for it, they don't know that the comments were free people, right?
Right.
So it's all just this whole big opportunity of technology to make a huge
Actually,
business.
can we check that? Do I have comments on that? I'm not even sure if I have. That's a good point.
On which one?
On the KD program. After the videos, after every week, it should be on. Yeah.
Like on these ones?
Yeah. So that's what they will be getting access to. So I got to make sure that I have somewhere for them to leave comments.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't think you have a place to put comments. Did you want to add that?
Yeah, I think that'd be a good idea. You just, yeah. Because like I said, I mean, down in the future, I can make that, say, for example, this becomes like a hit, in a year from now, I can repurpose it and you make it a paid program.
So, okay, what Coach Rocky did to get comments is he said that he was going to give a giveaway. So if you leave a comment, he did this on the second video. He said, if you leave a comment, then on the third video, I'm going to announce winners. So, but he had a product launch schedule. So, I mean, we could put comments, but there's also the point is like if people aren't leaving comments, then there's going to be, it's going to show that no one's leaving comments.
Right.
So it's like a chicken or the egg thing, right? There has to be an incentive for them to leave comments, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, I agree. I totally agree.
Right?
Totally.
I mean, you could say like, hey, well, why don't you just be straightforward with them? What we're just saying, hey, I'm thinking about turning this into a paid program. If you leave a comment below, I'll choose people winners inside, and I'll give you access to the full program when I make it. That would give.
Or I could just say, hey, once I'm promoting the KD program, I could say I can actually maybe add that into the email. Make sure you leave a comment on the videos because at the end of the program, I'm gonna pick one random winner from the comments, and they can have the elite program for free.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Or I would say like 10 winners. I don't know. One winner seems like sometimes when you do giveaways, like people they think that the odds are so low that they don't want to do it, right? And also if you give it to 10 winners, right, then now you also have 10 people who like you have to think like long term. Okay, so if these people left comments to try and win, then if there's 10 people inside who won, then they've already left comments on Facebook. So now you could get more people who are already used to leaving comments to make comments on your KD program, right? Whereas if you only had one person who was in it, then you just have one guy who could leave comments on your paid program. But now you have 10 people who could leave comments on your paid program.
That makes sense, yeah.
Yeah. So, long term.
The long game. We gotta think 5 years from now.
10 years from now. So I could do that. There's a way to add Facebook comments. We could try this out. I'll tag myself. To each page. When are you planning on going live with this?
With the KD program?
Yeah.
Once I shoot the fly program. So within the next couple of weeks, because I want it to be like a Christmas gift. I want to promote it as this is my gift to, the Train Harder, clan.
Community, yeah.
So here you go. Here's something free.
True.
Just to draw people in, because I think, once they see that and they see how good it is, then it's going to entice them to get signed up for the paid.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, especially if all those people are already your fans. Like, everything is all relative value, right? Like, right? So, you're always testing to be like, is it good or not, or can I make it better, or what different angles can I make? So
Yeah.
it's all good stuff, man. All good stuff.
Yeah, that's it, man. So basically on Sunday, I'm going to shoot that fly video. And I made my VSLs for I made my video sales letter. And so I shot it, right? And then I got home and I went and spent an hour and a half just thumbing through your blog and your videos on it. And so I need to reshoot it because
No, you don't have to reshoot it. Just use what you have and then see if it works for your market. Like, the point is, like, you always want to test what you've done, right? Because my strategy may not work for your audience, right?
Yeah.
So I guess the frame of mind I want you thinking is like, okay, so I did this thing and I did it like how I thought I should do it, and now I have more feedback from an influence myself, Alan. But there's still like things that could have worked, right? So there's ways you could just put it out there and be like, okay, like, did this style of VSL work? And then you make the next version and the next page, and then you're always like making better versions of VSLs. But I want you to get in the point where it's like, never think that anything you did you need to like not use or it's a complete waste. Because I find I was just like I could have made it. I could have put more information in there because I think mine might be like maybe like 45 seconds to a minute, whereas Coach Rocky's, his is nearly 3 minutes. I think his might be a touch too long for me. Yeah.
His is like almost 3 minutes. But I was like, I can at least make it about a minute and a half just by adding in some stuff in there. It was great stuff. That was a great blog, by the way. Great. That was very informal. So some really good tips in there. Because, like, the thing is, when I was shooting it, I was just, like, kind of stuck sometimes because it's, like, stuck for what to say. I was just, like, talking about the program, and then like afterwards I was like, oh yeah, I could have said this, could have said that, could have added this.
And see, that's what always happens, like, as you start becoming a content producer. And so what I always like doing is, like, I don't know if you use notes or anything. I'm always just like, okay, like, I write it down, or I use OneNote, but I have an app, and I basically just like reminder, like, so I don't forget the next time I try to make a video, like, I messed up this way, I messed up that way, and so before I film my next one, I look at it, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna make it in my mind to not mess up again.
Yeah.
So I think that's something that can help you. Is like, I think it's cool. It's a cool feeling when you're like, damn, like I understand the craft now, because it is kind of difficult to just record something and then like edit it, or record something in one take, and to be able to say that.
Sure it is.
Yeah.
Sure it is. And one thing that I noticed, because I was in there for ages, because I would be flowing, and then like I would like screw up on one word, and I'd be like, crap, I got to redo it. But when I watch Coach Rocky's, he actually cuts his, so
a lot. Yeah.
It makes me think that, well, I mean, I know for a fact that he doesn't get it all perfect. He probably runs it through 4 or 5 times and just cut it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But it's like, that's the time that you want to do, right? I mean, there's a mix of things of why they do that. One is the way that media has been presented to us, like from television and movies, is that if you watch any, like, your next YouTube video, pay attention to when they make transitions, right? More than likely, I mean, I don't know what the videos you watch, but like if it's like a styled video, more than likely they're gonna have a scene for 3 seconds and then they're gonna change the scene, right? So like sometimes they actually can say it in one cut, but what they'll do is they'll like zoom in, or they'll change the camera angle or something like that, because we are not hardwired to just look at something and that's it. And it's not because that's how we are hardwired, it's because that's how information was presented to us, like in television and movies, right? So sometimes YouTubers actually purposely cut, even though it was a perfect cut, or they put some kind of transition, like if I was talking now, it would be like me talking to you here, and then I do a transition to me, and I go back to me, and then back to you, right? So they purposely do that, even though they could have said it perfectly anyways, because the mass audience of people are unable to just look at something and digest content.
That makes sense.
So that's not because, like, I mean, like, I have my feedback on that. I feel like when I make long form like content, I always tell people, like, look, there's a bunch of people in this problem called ADHD. It's because, like, we are just okay with not being able to focus. And I found that the most successful people can drill down time and watch content, and you don't need edits, you don't need this or that. Like, you should, instead of looking for a dopamine rush from a transition that looks cool, you should be writing down notes and actively engaging. Right? So again, that's my strategy on how I get people to actually like leave comments or be engaged, is I tell them like, hey, well, other people I know who don't need transitions and engage, they take notes themselves. Like, instead of relying on the visual, just use your handwriting or write down notes, so that you like, that's how you get it. And that's what I found to be successful people. So yeah, that was a long rant, but I felt like I had to explain it. But yeah, I think there's a lot you can take away from there. And as you start producing content, like, I see you doing it, dude. It's like, it's the journey, dude. You're starting, you're doing it.
Yeah, man. It's just, that's the whole thing. It's just doing it. Just pretty much just doing it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, once I do this Fly program, it's going to inspire me to do more products and programs and products, because what I didn't realize, I think I realized this that week, that you can actually search for stuff. Oh, and I meant to ask you this. Mm-hmm. You can actually search for programs in Kartra.
Oh, like other people's programs, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can make your program available if you wanted to.
Yeah, so I went to check. Mine wasn't available. I went to check under basketball, and there's nothing.
Mm-hmm.
You're all right. Oh, so that's what it was, Callie. So you have to make it available?
Yeah.
So other people can see it?
Yeah.
Okay. Because I went under basketball, and there was nothing.
Was there like an actual, was there a list you could do, or?
Yeah, so you can search for, whatever, sports, basketball, workout, weight workout, whatever. It allows you to search for stuff.
Where is it? Here.
Where was it at? I think, would it be under my products? I can't remember exactly where it was. I have to go play around with it and find it. It might be under my products.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's what it allows you to search for whatever else is out there.
Yeah, I left you a comment on this one. If you could leave the date of what you want these things to launch, so we could like be organized.
What's that?
I left on the project plan, the Google Sheets, of like what we need to do, or if you need me to assign something.
Okay.
So you could leave dates or play around with this to see what the timeline should be for everything.
Okay.
That's good. I'll look for it. I think I've seen that before. So.
Okay.
Yeah, man.
All right. Well, that's
good stuff, man. Dude.
Yeah, I'll just keep doing what I'm doing and keep trying to pump stuff out, man.
Awesome. Yeah, man. You have.
By the way, what are those? Are you sponsored by them, or what's up?
They're actually from one of my old clients, David. He showed me these called True Dark. They're supposed to block. They're like blue light blocking glasses. So I've heard of them before, but I try to be wearing them a lot. So I'll send you. Yeah, I can send you a link if you want to check them out. They're kind of expensive. My girlfriend got like cheap ones that I wear on my stream, but these are like feminine versions, and I don't think that there's a tint, so I don't think it works. So for me, it's like, okay, if I see that it's yellow, it's probably working compared to those clear ones that say they block. That's just me.
All right, man. Well, let me get back to this little one. She's running her rough around.
All right, man. Appreciate the time, man. Keep crushing it, dude.
All right, later, man.
Later.
Bye.
Later.
Bye. Bye.
All right. All right, guys. That was Drew Lasker up in the UK. Really good talk, really good consultation. So, if you guys are forming your own digital marketing agency, there's a lot that you can take away from this consultation session that I've either posted on YouTube or it's in the baseline program. Essentially, there's it's like once you guys get so in depth to some of this stuff, one of the reasons to how to get like congruence or like, you know, is I think just like do your best every day to be an expert, right? So I don't know if you picked up how fast I did Kartra, how fast I do some of these Google Sheet stuff, or how fast. I mean, it's not about being fast. It's just like I'm so comfortable with it that I know like I'm able to navigate quickly. And I'm not saying like navigating quickly is what makes me appear like an expert. I'm just saying like these are all stuff that you should be able to do for your clients. And Drew, if you're watching this on replay, it's like, yeah, man, I hope that, you know, as we continue this business relationship, you see like, you know, because you have to understand, like I'm making this content because I also have my own course and I also have like my own YouTube videos, right? And so it's basically the same strategy that I'm sharing with you. Is like, dude, I've monetized my time, or I've really learned how to leverage it, so to speak, right? So by recording my consultation sessions, it gives people a sample of what it's like working with me, right? And I tell like everyone who starts working with me, they'll start understanding like this is what I'm doing. It's like during the calls, I always like, okay, 100% focused, and then like afterwards, I try to give an outro, because it can always be used as content, right? The same way that if you're training at the gym, right? If you're gonna make the Fly program and you have a personal trainer, or so to speak, you might as well record it, and then see if it has value on the market and you can turn it into a product. And I think the cool thing with what you're doing, Drew, and what others hopefully can pick up is like, and it's not just Kartra or ClickFunnels. It's like, don't have the mindset that you can't do it too. Like Drew picked it up and he's been building out amazing like sales pages, funnels, and product pages. And I have my own stuff with like, you know, if you want me to build it out for you, or you want to pay for the baseline program to see how it's done like in a more structured format. I think that's something that I need to make a snippet of for this content, is like what people pay for, and like what is value is people pay. I'm writing some OneNote as I'm typing. People pay for organized structure, because that like people pay for that because that's what they're used to seeing, right? And I've had talks before about how you like marketing is just letting people see what they're used to seeing. So yeah, like if you saw Drew's course in the videos, like he did month 1, month 2, month 3, right? It's structured. It's like this is what this topic is gonna be about. Whereas, you know, if you go on I Love Basketball's YouTube, it's just like random stuff. Or you go on my live streams, that's just random stuff. Like there is value in having free-form association because that's how people learn. But there's also value in doing it the way that people were taught, right? There's the way people learn or have deep learning or better understanding, and there's a way that like people are taught to learn, which like they both have value, and they both, like one could be rote memorization, one can be deep understanding, right? You go long form, you go deep, you make connections, and you let the brain make these anchor points, or you have like cheat sheets and you have like just give me the answer, give me the summary. And you know, a lot of what people come out of the traditional education system is looking for that. So this is again continuing into what I was talking about for my live stream yesterday. So if you guys aren't in that group, it's I Am a Baller. Links that you get all the links in the bottom. You join my group, see the baseline, everything. You sign up for a consultation if you want. Yeah, guys, trying to help you guys out, be basketball trainers. Drew, thank you for working with me and giving me the opportunity to build up what I'm building up here with the tribe, with the vision, with really it's just about self-actualization. If I'm to get through it, it's crazy, right? It's crazy how far I've come, and then where I plan on going, and taking everyone with me that's helped supported me. So Drew, appreciate it, man. See you guys in the next one. Take care.